People, Deluded, I'm back again. Now, we ain't done Deluded thoughts in a minute, and it's Friday. I've done the Q&A. There's not really any other things to do in terms of making videos and whatnot. So I thought to myself, why not do some Deluded thoughts? Now, admittedly, you can see a list of players that I've looked at this season or players I want. It's actually not for a vid, that's just my wannabe scouting thing, but in my lunch break, I sat down and said to myself, you know, let me write some things down, because I do believe it's getting hard for me, man. I'd say I'm nowhere where I want to be, people, but I'd say I'm getting a bit of attention now. I'm getting a bit of traction. We're building a platform and I'm rising to it. I think things are taking long, but they're happening quite fast. And I mean, people, I can't not praise you lot enough for the love you give me. And I mean, this year has been a very good year because obviously I get a lot of love in the YouTube comments and whatnot, and shout out to you lot, but it's a different thing in person, man. That are you deluded, and all the pictures and 5-minute conversations, 10-minute conversations I've had with you lot. Like, I'm a man of the people. I don't speak to you lot when you see me in the public and you speak to me just to be a nice person. I genuinely care what you have to say. We genuinely talk about football, and I'd like to think everybody that I've met or noticed me, it's sometimes a situation I don't necessarily want to be noticed. I've done that. I've done that, people. So I think it's a good look. We're getting places, man. We done the big things this year, man. We got, we was on the BT. I got my level 2. There was a lot of different things I've done this year, but that's for another vid. But there are some, I wouldn't say pet peeves, but things I'm having to deal with as the platform gets bigger. Now, the first one, yeah, for me, is which really annoys me, is you just have to deal with it. People misunderstanding you, people having their opinions, you just have to deal with it. Like, I don't care if somebody agrees with me, disagrees with me. If I'm not their cup of tea, then that's fair enough. But one thing that bugs me is when people take what I'm saying out of context. But I've had to learn, people got no common sense on the internet. It's not my fault. It's not my fault if someone can't comprehend something. And people rarely listen in society, but much less social media and the internet. For instance, take one of my latest vids, Jack Wilshere. I believe Jack Wilshere, my opinion is Jack Wilshere will be a manager of some sort next in his next career. That doesn't mean he's going to win Champions League. I just think he's going to be a manager. So I put through logical reasons as to long term, why Arsenal shouldn't be looking to groom him either as a coach or maybe even one day as first team manager. Again, not to replace Emery or anything in the near future. Like I said in that video, he's 27. In fact, I moved away from Arsenal and I spoke about his coaching journey and the fact that he's been that wonder kid. Maybe the desire of not fulfilling his potential as a player could give him that drive as a coach. He's 27, he's not going to retire anytime soon. But I made the comparison in that Nagelsmann is 32. That's 5 years, my maths is poor, but that's 5 years or so, right? Where could he be in 5 years if he started now? And obviously, like I even said in that vid, Lampard, he could be our Lampard. Jack Wilshere and Lampard don't sit in the same room. I didn't compare them as central midfielders. I just simply looked at it for whatever way you shape it. Chelsea fans identify with Lampard. Completely different, but to a scale, Jack Wilshere was someone to identify with fans. This logic means long term he could be a good manager in 10 or so years. I was just playing devil's advocate. Many people saw that and thought, oh, he wants him to take Emery's spot. Do you see what I'm saying? People not listening. I can't, and it used to bug me because I don't like being misquoted. I like having debate. By all means, argue with me, disagree with me, agree with me, just as long as what you have taken exactly what I'm saying. Because the internet is weird. People invent. Apologies, people. I need to look at the time. Apologies. People invent what they think you said or what they wanted you to say, and they project mad stuff. And people don't actually listen, and that's what bugs me. And sometimes people don't listen as well. It's like, I take this Q&A, I ask question and answers. Rather than, the majority of you give questions, but there's always a section of people that are just projecting their frustrations. Like, brother, ask for a question, not frustrations. There's not much I can get from what you're saying. So dealing with that is annoying. I would say that kind of ties into the customer is always correct. It's like, I don't argue and whatnot. I give the banter back when I get it. Obviously, some comments I'm like, you know, I'm not taking that from you, but it's the internet. The internet's the rough and the smooth. You've got the bad boys and the virgins and whatnot on the internet. In the flesh, all I get is love. And do you know what? Internet's weird because I guarantee you, somebody that's probably asked me for a picture or asked me how I feel Arsenal's doing and whatnot, they've probably abused me on the internet. Because that stuff happens, people. There's people that have shown me love and then I've blocked them. I've seen that I've blocked them when they tell me about their Twitter. And then I see why I've blocked them because I keep reference points. It's weird, man. That's why I don't take things too seriously. I say one thing I'm struggling is finding out information and not being able to speak on it, especially with Arsenal and young players. There's certain videos I make, and I try and drop them in slight little ways, but there's certain things, like certain departures and incomings, that I'm not saying I know everything, but from hearing certain things from credible sources, there's just certain things I can't speak on, especially in relation to coaching, relations and things. I think that's difficult for me because I really want to tell you lot, but some things, but it's like I'll lose the sources of information or the access I get to certain things. Turn that off. So yeah, I'd say that. I would say the biggest thing for me is how, not even the biggest, second biggest is how strong people can hate, abuse and love you. It's like, it's mad. Like it's almost like some of you really ride for DG, like really rock with me, and I love it, people. But it's like raw, like you're really following this thing religiously. Equally, some people will hate you religiously. Equally, some people love you then hate you. Some people hate you and then love you. But it's the name of the game, people. That's it. I'd say the customer is always right, man. I'd say a sense of entitlement. Don't get me wrong. You lot are the marketplace. You lot give me feedback, constructive criticism, and I've developed as a result of that. I'm sure a lot of you would agree. But the customer, what I mean by the customer is always right is, it's like, oh, you should do this, you should do that, you need to do this, you need to do that, you're not doing this, I'm unfollowing, I'm not watching. I'm like, brother, like, I'm in the nicest possible way, suck your mother if you're on that sort of stuff, because I'm the nicest person, but I'm not. I do videos for me. The minute I stop liking these things is the minute I will stop this. The minute it becomes a chore is when I will stop this. But I'm having an issue with that. And I'd say the biggest one for me is the pressure, people. It's the pressure. Pressure I place on myself to succeed. Pressure in life. Pressure from you lot. Because some of you genuinely believe. I'm just a man who loves football, innit? If I had a team where I could scout 1 million players, I would. But it's like some of you sometimes think, oh, if I ask DG a right back, he needs to be able to give me 1,000 short lists of right back, left back and whatnot. One sky don't work like that, because I can tell you many players I like the look of, very few that I can make a case to come to Arsenal. Added to that, I'm human, people. I try. I do what I can. Like, you lot know me, I never lie, I never pretend to know ballers and things like that. But I'd say that, man, really, and to be honest, that's a positive one, because anytime I feel like being lazy, I'm like, nah, DG, you got to be watching La Liga, you got to be watching Serie A, you got to be watching this young league, this youth, this, that. Because you watch youth players, if somebody asks you a question within reason, or just to give your content, watches better content, you need to be able to do that, innit? So I'd say that one works both ways. And I'd say the biggest one is not to take yourself too seriously. Like, I like distance. Like, you can't be on a joke thing too much, because I like jokes and I don't take the internet funny, but there's a line in it. It's like, if I don't necessarily in my personal life like people that I don't necessarily know joking with me and being friends. I don't like over familiarity, but same way, can't take the internet too seriously. I love to make fun of the fact that I potentially talk too fast. The people, I'm going to stop saying that word because you don't make me think about that so much. And all of these sort of things, not take yourself seriously. I mean, every day I look like someone else. Alex Hunter, Clinton Morrison's love child. And to be fair, that one was funny. But whoever said that, I'm going to find you and terminate you, because that one was funny. Pepe, don't know how. Someone has said Maitland-Niles. What's that guy, Bergerac, that plays for PSV. Errol Spence. Bare different things, and it's you can't take yourself too seriously. You have to smile at that. And I'd also say you have to give yourself some thick skin. I've almost used footballers as an example, people. In fact, Iwobi, actually, because I remember I used to see live streams and whatnot from Iwobi, and sometimes you could evidently see the physical abuse he's getting, and he'll just air it. Like, Iwobi was very good at airing dumb questions, airing dumb situations. So I'd say learning how to not even not react, just to air certain things and just, you know what, cool. Because for me, when someone misquotes me, I'm tempted to explain, but now I'm just like, alright, cool, man, because at the end of the day, I don't know you. Do I really owe you by that logic? So yeah, man, I'd say these are certain things that are bugging me as I get older, and it's the as I grow older in this YouTube thing. But it's mainly the expectations I place on myself, man, because I've found peace in the fact that for someone who's doing this alone with one person, like just me with all the manpower, I'm doing quite good, people. I think that. And I had to stop and really think of how far I've really come, and that's really given me the motivation to not only go further, but appreciate what I have, appreciate the fan base I have, appreciate you guys that continuously share, watch my content, comment religiously. Like, I can't put into words, people. It's not ridiculous, but it's ridiculous, man. Like, there's some of you are watching me in countries I've never even heard of at times. No disrespect. Like, it's amazing, man. I hear mad places, mad love. Like, respect to you lot, whoever you lot are, man. I genuinely cannot put into words how it makes me feel. Little did I know when I made that first video about Wilshere Gnabry that I would have subscribers in Ghana, Nigeria, Senegal, Singapore, Japan I've seen now. Obviously big up Jamaica and that, my people them. Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Grenada, Kenya, Morocco, Czech Republic, Serbia, Albania. I'm so sure someone even said Macedonia. So you see what I'm saying? It's a madness, people. Like, it's crazy, people. And I have nothing but admiration and respect for you guys, man. So thank you very much for that support, people. But yeah, man, I thought I'd just do this, man. It's been a while. So yeah, I've got my thoughts off my chest. I feel a bit better. So let me get out of here. People, DG.